Good Lord.
right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, didn't we get out?
Yeah, he's a private, he's working for private contracting, one of the defense companies in Nashua now.
Really?
He's still like guard or whatever, but
We love it.
it's weird, it's a half private, half contract, which sucks, so it's not just a regular. You know, it's like, they can send you longer and they don't.
All right, 5:30, haven't arrived. Call meeting to order. Hey, Fred. Stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Snow here, Mike. Just snow? Yeah.
Just scan that, we'll discuss it.
Okay.
Nice, sunny and
Well, our
bright.
two
Yeah, right.
longevity awards are not here.
The next one.
And Mr. Tibbetts is not here, so we can talk about budget and warrant articles review if everybody is okay with that. I have one little thing. We need to add $14,035 to the TA payroll line in order to cover the expenses of both Jan and
Make a motion that we add $14,035 to the TA full-time employee line, and that's 413002, ending in 110.
Second.
discussion. That should also be in the default.
How much is it?
14,035.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's good. Thank you. Does anyone have any other budget items that they would like to discuss?
Are you going on to warrant articles separately?
Yeah,
Okay, wait.
just want to make sure everybody's happy with the budget. What's the difference between the budget and the default budget? 28,000?
We get about a 4% increase.
The default budget is higher than the budget,
Than the budget.
yep,
Okay, and the budget you're talking about is the MPC's budget?
yes.
Okay. Thank you. So are we all set on the budget?
Yes.
Okay. Warrant articles. If you have one, let me know.
Just a concern that was brought to me at the last Budget Committee meeting regarding warrant articles. One Budget Committee member, Kevin Verville, is interested in having a warrant article for road reconstruction and having it appear perennially as a warrant article in the budget with no specific roads named. He feels that when we name the roads, it adversely affects the voter consideration of warrant articles. As I said, the Budget Committee hasn't made that recommendation. Kevin asked if I could bring it to the board. I told him I would. I also told him that I didn't think the board had any intention of doing that this year, that we've included the road reconstruction we intend to do in the actual budget, and that's how we've set it up. But I did tell him I would bring it to the board, and the rest of the Budget Committee seemed in general agreement that they would like to consider it at least. So.
Anybody?
When I was on the Budget Committee, Kevin had talked to me about his perception that the roads were not being continuous. Well, the condition of the roads were overall deteriorating, although obviously the road agent was making various repairs, but the roads in sum total were declining. And he felt that we should be expending more money with regard to road reconstruction. And I tend to agree with him on that, but obviously the issue is when we couldn't get South Road passed last year, and certainly the portion of South Road that was proposed to be constructed, it was reconstructed, is not in particularly great shape now, and it's not, obviously not getting any better. And it surprised me that the voters turned that down, but I I somewhat share Kevin's concern that if we continue on the road we're on, we're going to have a lot of roads in really bad shape.
And I think that's the bent that Kevin is still on, and that the Budget Committee is somewhat in agreement with. Kevin was concerned that the highway budget didn't include more funding for road reconstruction this year. I did explain to some extent that the Board of Selectmen controls the purse strings with regard to the highway agent, but that's an elected, standalone, empowered position, and we generally take the highway agent's recommendations unless it seems really egregious. But so I don't know what the board is feeling.
Does anyone want to add a warrant article at this time?
I don't have to hear what Andy said.
I'm pretty much in agreement with that.
I guess my concern is I don't have the background to propose, you know, an appropriate amount for road reconstruction, not knowing exactly what the road agent might be thinking of for a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan.
So perhaps we can spend the next year having him put together a plan and making a proposal for a supposed warrant article for next year.
Yeah, I think that would probably be a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of just picking a number and without some overall plan for it.
That's a disadvantage of the committee that starts in September and
Right.
ends in, you know. Yes, sir.
One thing we might want to consider that I know other towns do is to have a highway committee that works with the road agent that quite frequently includes ex-selectmen, maybe an ex-highway agent, if you've got somebody around, some contractors who have a feel for reconstruction. I know, I'm familiar with Northwoods, for example, and they meet with the highway agent and work on things like 5-year, 10-year plans for the road and warrant articles, and it takes a little bit of the workload off the highway agent.
I think it's a great idea.
We did have a committee like that
For my time.
some time ago.
Well, I think we had a committee like that in the past, and we also used to appoint a select board member to be highway liaison,
Exactly.
which we sort of did away with because we had splintered the Board of Selectmen. We had a police liaison, a highway liaison, and we wanted to sort of bring it back to the board at large. But
So why don't we put that on next year's agenda, to discuss asking the road agent to come up with a plan and decide whether or not we want to put together a committee and what it would entail, and let's try and get this done before the end of January, beginning of February.
I'll bring that back to the Budget Committee next Tuesday.
Excellent. Yes, sir.
So is it gonna be a 1-year plan, a 5-year, 10-year? or
That's what we'll have to discuss.
We'll talk to
But we
him, see what he
should, we
wants
should
to.
start down the road so that we're ready with an actual plan with detail for next year.
Yep.
Fair enough?
Right.
Any other warrant articles we want to discuss?
And I have a typo on number 2.
Okay?
I'm sure.
Should be $67,500 instead of $67,500.
It's 6740, 540.
67,540.
Yeah,
Okay.
1,000 is missing.
Yes, 67,540. Yes, you are correct. Damn, he's good.
And I didn't put draft on it.
Any others? All right, so we're happy this week on the budget and the warrant articles. I see the fire chief is here, and would we like to move on to him?
Yeah.
Great thing to do.
Mark? How's the roads out there?
Slippery. It's rain in some parts of town, snow in some parts of town, so.
Okay.
Anyways, thank you for meeting with me tonight. Over the last few weeks, I've talked to my wife, my family, and I decided next year I'm going to be 65 years old. And I think
You
it's,
decided that, or are you planning on it, or is it just something that's going to happen?
well, let's put it this way. If I live another 6-8 months, I'll be 65.
Good.
You'll admit it anyway.
Right. So I decided it's probably time to pull the plug. December 31st, 2017, I will retire as fire chief and building maintenance supervisor and also plowing for the town. I will start my new career in Florida next winter on January and lay in the sun and drink Pepsi. But anyways, I do want to thank the Board of Selectmen for their support for the last 20 years as fire chief and 22 years as maintenance supervisor. I'm going to walk away proud because I think we've accomplished a lot over the last 23 years.
Indeed, we have. And you've just thrown a monumental task at us, because we now have to figure out how to replace you. But at least we have a year to figure it out.
That's right. That's why I did it. So, but I'd like to thank everybody.
Well, we'd like to thank you. I think that, again, before the end of January, we need to get together and decide on a plan on how to continue after Mr. Tibbetts retires with both the fire department, building maintenance, and all the other jobs that he does.
Yeah, I think it's going to be important to plan and plan in cooperation as much as we can with the Volunteer Fire Association, too.
And I'm thinking that there's going to be some, Marcus has warned us for years that the time is coming where we're going to have actual people paid to be around town during the day to handle rescue and fire, and it's not a step that I think we want to take lightly, but it's coming, and I see this as a way to integrate that into 2018. So we have a lot of planning to do.
I also might say, you're gonna really have to think about the building maintenance part of it too. During winter months, I'm 24 hours a day checking the heat, checking the sprinkler systems, doing all that stuff, leaks. It's a lot more than anybody realizes.
So perhaps then you could work on a list of your recommendations and needs for both sides.
Right here.
I know, but you need to put it down on paper, because we don't know it, you're the only one who does. So if you can compile lists of both building maintenance issues and things that need to be done, and fire department things as you see they need to be done, I think that would be a great help.
Yep.
All
Sorry.
right, thank you, Mark.
Mark.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. All right. All right, we'll move into regular business. Outstanding minutes of the 19th of December.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Discussion?
Hey, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
first page, the large paragraph, starting with Jeannie Menard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth line. Reads, consideration the impacts, visual and other, of the Northern Pass project when evaluating, rather than evaluations. Evaluating the tax revenue proposals. The very bottom of that paragraph, last line, reads, Board will have this type of information and insert at the top of, insert its mind when carrying out discussions. You got that, Jan?
Yeah.
And page 3, review of correspondence, fourth line, reads, hoops need to be removed, period. It is reminded that it is unlawful to park or cause to be parked vehicles, inserting vehicles on the roadway. So there was no mention of what was being parked on the roadway, so that was just for clarification. And that's all I had.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure, under Canon Solutions, other quotes, New Egg, is that actually the name of the company, New Egg? Or was it something else?
Newegg, yes.
It was?
Was Newegg.
Okay.
Anyone else? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. I have accounts payable manifests. First one being $76,500.76.
So moved?
Second?
Moved and seconded. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Today is the 29th, right? Okay. So I have another accounts payable manifest dated the 3rd of January for $105,559.46.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And I have a payroll manifest. Grossing at $66,074.32 and netting at $49,605.52.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Is that it for the year?
That's 2017. It will be moved back by the auditors to 16,
Mm-hmm.
along with 3 days of this week.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And I imagine this is a good time to start talking about these.
Sure.
All right, as of today, with today's snowstorm, we have $280,316.77. And I have a bunch of proposed encumbrances, which I will read, and then we can either take them all at once or go separately. So $515.40 for the North American Rescue Tourniquet case with a cover for the police department. $6,462.50 to install equipment in the new cruiser, taking it out of the old and putting it in the new. $8,522 for one set of firefighter MSA SCBA assembly with thermal imaging camera.
There are pictures.
There are pictures.
How much was that one, Steve?
$8,522 for one set. And there are pictures. An additional,
Numerous ones.
yes, I'm just double checking how I am hooked up here. An additional $8,522 for another set. Once more, an $8,522 for another set. $1,691.81 for a set of firefighter turnout gear. And an additional same number, same thing. And an additional same number, same thing. And then $1,500 to the library, for the library to repair the slate roof. I don't know how long this has been going on, but it seems that there's a leak in the roof at the library that we're not aware of and they didn't tell us about. And they were waiting to see if we had money to do it, rather than come directly to us and tell us that there's a leak in the roof. Okay, and it should have been fixed, you know, the minute they knew about it. But we're gonna encumber $1,500 for that. And I assume that the contractor who did the wall does not want to make good on the wall.
No, it's going to be extra, and that's what it is.
An additional $1,975. So he's calling it repair of retaining wall, and it's not his fault. So an additional $1,975 to repair the retaining wall at the library.
I took a look at the wall, I don't know if you did,
I didn't
Jim.
get a chance.
It's, the crack is right through the wall entirely. I don't know if they put any reinforcing in that wall when they poured it.
Doesn't seem to me that
looked
it
like-
is. When I looked at it originally, I was like, this is not, you know.
No rebar.
It looked like it just was a mass concrete pour with no reinforcing, and, which, they probably shouldn't have done that, but
Is that a stack block wall you're talking about?
it's at the end,
At the end in the back,
yes.
Where the entrance is?
yeah. So we're talking about hand excavate behind the right side of retaining wall, drill 5-inch-and-a-quarter holes, 12-inch up from the ground, backfill with stone and fabric on top of stone, cut out cracked area and repair with BAS 1060, top just a corner from the expansion joint, back with Ardex CD broom finish to closely match the existing color. And the color may be slightly different because of age differences. This is water and electricity provided by owner, 1975, and this is the contractor who did it. Yes, sir.
I don't have a problem encumbering the money, but maybe we want to think about whether we want to use the same contractor.
Exactly, since he didn't, he did the work,
Yeah.
and as far as I'm concerned, any decent contractor who would look at that and say, oh, yeah, it's gonna cost you another $2,000. So let's encumber the money and request that the library find another contractor to take a look at it and give us a bid, or others.
Did anybody look at it on an engineering standpoint?
Keach and Nordstrom did.
Yes, Keach and Ostrom came down.
Is that what they recommended for a fix?
I don't have what they recommended. Mark talked to them.
Okay, so why don't we,
Check with
See what they say.
we'll hold off on the actual, we'll encumber the money, we'll hold off on the actual thing until we have a report from the,
from Steve.
Can I-
We shouldn't do it this time of year anyway.
what's that?
Can I see the backup of that?
At the very least, I think we should find out what Steve Keach said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Is there 3 new employees of the fire department? Is that what, the turnout gear?
I don't believe so. I think we're
It's a
replacing
rotation.
expiring gear.
Okay. What does that list come to?
A grand total of $41,094.33.
That's it?
That's it. Which would then leave us with just under $240,000 to make it through to Saturday night.
Okay.
Where do we stand on the highway department? We're gonna probably be over on the winter, right?
We're gonna be over 20,
We're 23,000 over now.
we're 23,000 over now.
We're 23,000, 73, 72.
That won't include tonight.
No,
That's
or
up till
whatever is
today.
coming the rest of the weekend. But we will not be getting any more salt or sand this year, because they will not.
It'll just be
Deliver.
contractors.
Yeah, they won't come. Usually we try and bulk up at this time of year, but
They did Tuesday.
yeah.
I would make a motion that we approve the encumbrances listed as a total.
Second.
Discussion? What do you think, Jeff?
I guess I gotta go look at it and see. Something doesn't make sense here, but.
All right, so we have 1,975 there.
Sure will be all that to
I'm
do
sure we'll
it.
be able to take care of it. All right, all those in favor of the encumbrances as listed, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Sign it while it's here. Actually. Encumbrance.
Yeah.
Make sure I haven't stuck any together.
The maintenance work for the library is coming out of GB's budget.
Send that back down. You have to send that.
George B. White,
No, George B.
Okay.
Government buildings.
Government Buildings.
Going opposite direction.
And one's stuck up there.
Oh, yeah, we got the library up here.
Thank you, sir. Recommendation to issue a hardship abatement for $197 for the 2015 tax year to the James Ritchie trustee of 72 Nottingham Road. That's property tax on map 409, lot 53, located in Deerfield, New Hampshire.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
A refund request from the town clerk tax collector. The amount of $740 for a mistaken registration fee for Mr. Hartness, Mark Hartness of South Road on his 2016 Ford F-150.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Town clerk tax collector, a refund request in the amount of $2,453.35 regarding overpayment of a mortgage for Monique for 90 Hartford Brook Road.
Make a motion that we grant the refund?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And we have two people who were overcharged on their first half bills higher than total amount billed due to reevaluation. Joanne Bradbury and Lucy H. Myers for a total of $22 and $25 for $47 total.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, sir. Request to abate $1,023.57 for the 2014 and 15 tax lien on map 205, lot 80, located at 273 North Road in Deerfield, to Robert L. and Helen C. Chiquetto.
Make a motion that we grant?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
They're gonna be happy. It goes to their escrow.
Oh, it does. Request to abate $1,000 for the 2013 tax lien on map 423, lot 20, located at 38 South Road of Amanda M. Geisner.
Motion to grant.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Per the Internal Revenue Service, I'd like a motion to adjust the mileage rate for 2017 to 53.5 cents from 54 cents a mile.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Request to transfer $1,205.73 from the Fire Department Vehicles and Equipment Expendable Trust Fund for repairs of Engine 2 Info 3 McTank Gauge, $1,205.73.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Any
Work's
discussion?
already been done, right?
Yes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we talked about this in February, but we increased Pete LeMay's vacation by 40 hours. And Penny would like written permission from the Board of Selectmen to increase Pete's vacation time by this 40 hours going forward, in addition to his normal accrual of vacation time. Since we agreed to it,
He just wants it in
she
writing.
just wants it in writing.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
That's for you to sign or just?
Just, it shall be. Hey, the state of New Hampshire sent us the Meals and Rooms, $228,194.
Just a folder for it.
Excellent. Talked about. This is addressed to the Board of Selectmen from Rebecca Hutchinson. I left a request with Jan this week to be on the agenda for your January 9th Board of Selectmen meeting. We hope to have the final report to give you at that time. Would also like to present the steering committee's recommendations for next steps. The report is currently being reviewed by the steering committee members. New Hampshire Listens will include additional information regarding demographics of who attended and the results of the event evaluations. We note that the BOS created this steering committee to exist through December 31st of this year. We request an extension through January 1st to bring our responsibilities to completion.
Till January what?
31st.
31st.
Can I get a so moved?
Yeah, I would make a motion that we extend the authority to January 31st.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed is none.
I don't believe we've ever had a commission that's asked to be
Yeah,
extended.
extended, yeah. The New Hampshire Charitable Foundation has notified us that we have been awarded a $50,000 grant from anonymous donor advised fund with the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation. The grant has been awarded for the purpose below: to support the Marston Farm Conservation Project through Deerfield Conservation Fund, overseen by the Deerfield Conservation Commission. Payment will be held until remaining project funds are secured. We have a terms of award.
What road is that on?
I'm not sure. The Marston?
Is that South Road, Fred?
I don't know.
I don't know that this
The
has
Marston Farm?
I don't know that this has been publicly discussed, the actual workings of this dealing, so.
Well,
There it
there's
is.
money available.
Yeah, I think, do we have to have a hearing to accept that on behalf of the Conservation
I
Commission?
believe so. Over 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Ninth.
We may want to be in touch with the Conservation Commission about how much
I've already
information they've
forwarded
released.
to them.
All right. Town Administrator's report.
Okay, we already discussed not having a motion of moving the 23, leaving it in the winter road maintenance budget.
Right.
For that. Also, I received a phone call from Cindy from the state in regards to the mooring on Pleasant Lake. The new ruling will not be taking effect until sometime in October 2017, when the petition, the requests and applications will be going out, and it will be only for property owners on the lake. So anybody that is not a property owner will not have a mooring.
Can we get a copy of that, Jim, when you get a chance?
It was just a phone call.
Okay.
Who was that from?
Cindy.
From the mooring division,
Mooring Division?
Department of Safety?
Yeah.
yes.
Marine Patrol.
And I didn't print out the website today, I was having trouble with it.
It's okay. I had heard the October 17 date, but I hadn't gotten the details.
And she apologized for taking so long. The phone call, they've moved, and the phone calls were routed to a phone that nobody answers.
That's great.
I need one of those.
Yeah, no, you don't. It won't last long.
Any questions for the town administrator? Any unfinished, other or new business? Yes, sir.
I've got a couple of things. Attended the Southern New Hampshire Planning Commission meeting, and they were looking at their extended transportation plan. And on the plan, we have, for Deerfield, we currently have 2 projects, a little ways out. We have 2030, it's 14 years out. We have putting in a
Tomorrow,
bicycle.
Fred, it'll be here tomorrow.
Putting in a bicycle lane. I'm not, they don't define where that's supposed to be. In 2031, they've got $3 million to redo the intersection out here.
Candia Church?
Candia Church.
31.
and North and Raymond Road.
Beautiful.
We wanted to do that 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. We got the pole down.
Right. And in 2023, the way the allocation of funding for transportation projects comes out, Southern New Hampshire is going to have basically a surplus of $25.5 million in uncommitted or unallocated funds for projects for the region. And what will happen is that if there are no projects to commit that money to, it's going to go to other parts of the state. So one of the things that I think we should end up doing, and possibly this would work into having a committee with regard to highways, is can we come up with any other projects for state highways in town that we think are valid and useful?
That'd be great.
And if we can, it's entirely possible that we could be put on the list and be part of this excess of $25 million.
So it would have to be on the state highway?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah, just to jump on that, I think we're still looking at the junction of 43 and 107 below the fairgrounds. That was identified by both DOT and us as a problem area as well.
Okay.
Both from a flooding standpoint and a
Yep.
safety standpoint.
So that's not on the list, so I think that would probably end up being a good one to add. I'll make a note of that. And certainly if anything else, anybody else can think of anything.
Thanks for bringing that to
So
our
that's just
attention.
that's the intersection that's split right
Yeah.
at the
Yes.
river. And the other thing was, Chief Tibbetts had prepared a response to my queries with regard to the 7 points that were supposed to be put together, and I would like to get a copy of that. I haven't gotten a copy of that yet.
Okay. Anything else, sir?
That's it for me.
Anybody else?
What's set for now?
Steve?
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you were planning on it or not, but I'm wondering, we've got citizens
Sounds
here.
good.
Good.
So the board is going to go into a couple of non-public sessions. If you'd like, you can, citizens' comments now. Go ahead. It's cool. But if you comment now, you must stay until the very end.
No problem, Chairman, Mr. Barrett. Pete Chiblehoot, 222 Raymond Road. I would gladly volunteer to be on a highway commission.
Thank you.
I think that that would probably be a very good way to remedy a lot of the situations around the town, considering roads, and alleviate the "that's not my road" complex.
Agreed.
And certainly with what Fred just said to the state roads, I'm sure, like Andy had brought up, 43 and 107 should certainly use some work down there.
Mm-hmm.
And I would gladly volunteer.
Thank you, Pete.
Thank you.
Good man. Thanks, Pete.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes,
I
sir.
think as chair of the planning board too, I think it would be an excellent addition for Mr. Shibboleth to be on that committee.
Indeed.
That wasn't too bad, Doreen.
All right, so we're going to go into non-public,
Is that it? No one else?
and we may or may not take action when we come out. We need to go into non-public under L.
Okay. Make a motion, we go into non-public RSA 91A32, letter L. Consideration of legal advice provided by legal counsel, either in writing or orally, to one or more members of the body, public body.
Is there a second?
Second.
Fred?
Yes.
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 I have the,
All right, no, for the record, that no action was taken in a non-public session. Could I get a motion to seal the minutes of the non-public session?
So moved.
Second.
Yes.
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 Yes. Could I get a motion to go into 91A under A?
Make a motion, we go into non-public, section 91, RSA 91A 3, letter A. The dismissal, promotion, or compensation of any public employee, or the disciplining of such employee, or the investigation of any charges against him or her unless employee affected.
Did I get a second?
Second.
Yes.
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 Hang on for a minute. All right, no, for the record, that no action was taken. Could I get a motion to seal the minutes of the non-public session?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Anyone want to comment further?
Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you all for coming.